My brother went behind my back and got right under Mom.
When my dad passed away last year, it broke me. He wasn't just my father, he was my anchor. Every Sunday, we'd fish at the lake near our hometown. He'd sit in his old folding chair, beer in hand, and tell me the same corny jokes I'd heard 100 times, but I'd still laugh. He promised me once that when he was gone, he wanted me to keep the house, so you'll always have a home to come back to. At the funeral, I barely held it together. My older brother, Daniel, played the role of the grieving son perfectly, hugging everyone, giving speeches, but deep down, I knew he'd always been jealous of how close Dad and I were. A week later, my mom gave me an envelope, Dad's will. In it, he left me the house. Daniel got money from his savings, but the house, our childhood home, was mine. Mom said Dad wanted it that way because he knew I was struggling to pay rent and working 2 jobs just to stay afloat. I thought Daniel would understand. Instead, he turned cold. First, it was small comments like, "Guess Dad liked you better," or "You always get everything." Then it escalated. One night, I came home from work and the locks on the house were changed. My things, my clothes, even old photos of Dad and I were stuffed in trash bags on the lawn, getting soaked by the rain. I panicked, thought maybe it was a mistake, but then Daniel came out holding a beer, smirking. "Looks like you don't live here anymore." I was furious. The next day, I found out how he did it. While my mom was still grieving, he had shoved a stack of papers in front of her, telling her it was bank paperwork. She signed them without reading, still crying, still broken. But what she actually signed was a transfer of ownership for the house. He stole it from me, and he used our mom to do it. When I confronted him, I'll never forget his words. "Dad always loved me more. You were just his charity case. Now I've got what I deserve." That broke me more than anything. Not just losing the house, but realizing my own brother hated me that much. I hired a lawyer, scraped together every penny I had, and started a court battle. It dragged on for months. I worked double shifts, barely slept, and every time I saw Mom, she cried and apologized, saying she didn't know what she had signed. The guilt was eating her alive. In court, Daniel showed no remorse. He lied straight-faced, tried to paint me as some lazy freeloader living off Dad's sympathy. But I had the will, emails, even witnesses who knew Dad wanted me to have the house. Finally, after months of stress and money I didn't have, the judge ruled in my favor. I got the house back. On paper, I won. But did I really? Because now Daniel doesn't speak to me. Mom is stuck in the middle, heartbroken. Holidays are a nightmare, silence instead of laughter, empty chairs where my family should be. Sometimes I sit in Dad's old garage, looking at the rusting truck we were supposed to fix together, and I wonder, did I honor his memory by fighting for what he wanted, or did I just tear apart the last pieces of family I had left?